Chili dog. Okay, guys, we're back. It's Player 90 here, and we're back after a little bit of a hiatus. I had a birthday break and just some other stuff going on, but we're back. You can see, I'm making this video. 11 days have passed since race 2 of the Supermarket Brawl came out at Darlington, and today is race 3, and it's at Talladega. We're going to be jumping right into heat number 1. As you can see, this is how it's going to be. You got all 8 cars ready for the first heat. If you want, you can guess for fun. There's 5 ShopRite drivers and 3 Whole Foods in this heat. So, cautions, 10 laps. Top 4 advance to the main event. And then there's heat 2 after this. Here are your 8 drivers in the field. And I'll show you the standings after the... Actually, I'll show you the... Oop. That was an accident. Oops, ignore that. That's the guys in the heat. Before we do that, here are your point standings for the official main event. 12 cars are in the standings because 4 cars haven't made it. Asher Byron hasn't made a main event yet. Winford Bradford Rutherford hasn't. Gavin Grogu hasn't. And neither has Vernon Davis. Those guys haven't made a main event. These 4 guys up here have made both, and the rest of them have made one. But yeah, the points leader right now is tied between Logan Reveler and Flint Byron, while Kenny Rack's 4 back are 36. So now let's go back to the heat. Here we go. Here are the drivers once again, in case you don't remember, that are in the field for this heat. Qualifying is going to go to the defending official race winner, Christopher Abel. Just do happy hour for some fun. Lenny Carson wins that. Oh my gosh.
To your cars. Drivers.
All right, here we go. Coming to the green flag here in heat number 1 at Talladega. 10 laps. There's going to be cautions, but this is all going to be about where you are at what time. I don't think there's going to be a wreck. I mean, of course, that's what I said at Daytona during the heat, and then we all remember what happened in heat 2. This green flag comes out in heat number 1 at Talladega. Christopher Abel gets a push from Flint Byron to get to the front. As Sergi Thompson's already going to be stuck to the outside and fall all the way back to last. Top 4 move on the next round. So this is going to be crucial. I would say if you are in last place, by the time you hit the white flag, you have a pretty high chance of making it to that top 4. Tom Sloan goes to the inside, and Flint Byron's going to take the lead. I don't know if Byron's going to lead a lap. Drew couldn't even get around him. Tom Sloan going to get under the 97 to take second place. Flint leads that first lap. He's been really strong in these races. I mean, of course, in the 2, he sold the heat win at Darlington. He led all but the last lap. He got passed by Sergi Thompson in the last lap. Tom Sloan to the inside of Flint. Byron with Colin Jack and Sergi Thompson pushing. Jack wants to make a 3 wide. Thompson pushing the 47, decides to not go with his ShopRite teammate. Thompson to the inside. Colin Jack with a push from WBR. Lenny Carson's going to go with him as they start lap number 3. Fast lap after that run was Thompson. Wow. 48.399. Remember, all these cards in the entire roster, all 16 cards are spec. They're all exactly the same, except the paint schemes are different, of course. So this is all talent-based. Well, sort of. The super speedways aren't talent-based, but, like, you know what I mean. You know where I'm trying to go with this. Colin Jack with a big head full of steam. He comes down, pushes the 4. Chris Frabel gets up to second, right on the back bumper of WBR. Gets to the inside of the 32. And he's going to... Oh, it's going to be close. He's going to lead that lap. WBR with the push. It's going to be Christopher. Doesn't matter, there's no bonus points in the heats anyway. As lap 4 goes underway. Fastest lap that time was Tom Sloan. Colin Jack has the slowest, fastest lap. Jack trying to push the 18 as here comes Eric Drew in the 97. On a different camera angle. Drew goes with Byron to the inside of the 18. As they're going to start lap number 5 with Eric Drew out in front. It's been 11 days since the race 2 came out, but it feels like so much longer to me. I don't know. Whenever I look at races and see how long it's been since the last one, it feels longer than usual things. I don't know why. Coming to halfway through the heat, Flint Byron out in front. But it looks like Chris Rabel's going to push Tom Sloan back to the lead as we finish half of the first heat. Right now, Lenny Carson was in that cutoff spot. Now it's Flint Byron, falls back to 4th. Here comes Rutherford now. Take that 4th position. Thompson with a really nice move to the bottom, but Eric Drew doesn't let him get the lane. He forces a 3 wide. Thompson will be able to clear him though, as Lenny Carson goes for the lead 3 wide for a brief moment. Tom Sloan struggling to get back to the bottom. Chris Vrabel's been able to stay up in front despite getting on that outside lane. Colin Jack will lead that lap this time by. And Thompson now with the fastest lap at 48.152, getting a big push from Eric Drew. Rutherford almost got turned by Sloan there. Look at Flint Byron, makes it 3 wide for the lead. Tom Sloan pushing the 06. WBR with a nice block on Christopher Abel. He stays on the inside as he tries to catch Flint. Who will guarantee themselves a spot in the main event? Nobody in this group except for WBR. WBR's the WBR's the only one to not make a main race. Alright, to go fix something. As they're 3 wide at the line. Wow, Colin Jack, I think, barely won that. Yeah, just barely. What a line finish. 2 laps to go in the heat. Byron now all the way to the outside. He's going to get shuffled back. Now he's going to have a big opportunity to get back in that cutoff spot as Colin Jack holds the Ford up down. Remember, as I said before, WBR is the only one in this entire field that has not made the main event. So he has 0 points right now on the year. He's not even on the standing board yet. But he's on the outside lane. Gotta get to the bottom. Jack is able to hold this lead out in front. And Sergey Thompson and him start to run away from the pack. Do a little tandem COT right now. Thompson to the inside, and WBR continues to get shuffled. He gets stuck in the outside groove. He's trying to push Lenny Carson. Fellow team members, it's not working very well. As the last lap begins, WBR has to get to the bottom. Now he's on the bottom, but he has to get to fourth place. But Christopher Abel blocks as Sergi Thompson leads on the final lap of the heat. Teammate Tom Sloan moves up to second. Rutherford's using the outside lane. I'm sorry, Carson Team Racing owner. Still gotta wait for WBR to make it. He's not gonna make it this time. But as they come off the final corner, Tom Sloan out in front. But here comes Flint Byron. Who's gonna get to the line first? Tom TSR on the outside, Flint Byron and Christopher Abel on the inside. It's gonna be Flint Byron at the line. He will win heat number 1, and looks like Sergi Thompson makes it in that cutoff spot, eliminating Eric Drew, Lenny Carson, Colin Jack, and WBR. What a finish at Talladega, man. That's a great way to finish a heat right there. Oh, yeah. That's some nasty finishes right there. Look at that. So the guy's out. Gotta write him down, of course. Eric Drew is out. Lenny Carson out. Colin Jack out. And WBR has to wait, yeah, at least one more race to make the main event. He will not make it this time, as those guys will move on to the big main event at Talladega. So let me get the next heat set up. Here we go for heat number 2 at Talladega. Same thing as before, just different drivers. Just do that real quick. Here are your drivers in heat number 2. Of these guys, Gavin Grogu, Vernon
Drivers,
Davis, and
to your
Asher Byron
cars.
didn't make the main event at all. So let's see if those guys can make the main event, as Oliver Erickson will get the pole, and happy hour goes to Kenny Rack. Gotta watch out so I don't accidentally
Drivers,
skip
to
it.
your
Green flag comes out as they're already in turn 1. Almost did something bad. Oliver Erickson will lead us off. He's out in front of his teammate Vernon Davis already. Logan Revler looking to the inside. Everyone's got to watch out for him. We all know what he did at Daytona. He's capable of doing it again. Why are you guys going high lane right now? Oh, Revler's coming in the pit. Issue on the 11 car. We got an issue on the 11. Unscheduled stop on lap number 1. That is heartbreaking. He is definitely not making it to the main. He's tied for the points lead, too. He will not make 3 consecutive races. That slowed down Lolo's Art a ton. Art has made both of the races. He just hasn't finished well in any of them. But since he made both of them, he's getting the points. But he might lose the draft here if he doesn't get fast enough. Get faster. Asher Byron now. The 8 is just relying on those outside cars to be slower so that he can catch up. They're 3 wide. Whoa, Oddball got way too close there. Here comes Art. He's coming back. The 11 comes back out on the field. But I don't know what happened to him. Asher Byron's going to lead now, as the 11 car continues to go through the track. He is coming into turn. I wonder, he's definitely going to be an issue on lap traffic. They're going 50 miles an hour faster than him. You can even see him. They're coming. Asher Byron has gone to a little bit of a lead, looking like Ryan Newman right now in 2019 Talladega Fall Race. Gavin Grogu coming in hot, though. Revler going 170 as they come into turn number 3. What are these guys going to do here? Gotta find a way to get around the 11. Or is the 11 going to be an absolute meme and halt them all? They come into the tri-oval. Logan Revler out in front. He's going to stop them. They go to... No, they're going to get stopped. Revler stops everyone. Drivers scrambling to get out in position. Lolos are pushing on the high lane. Revler technically still on the lead lap as all 8 cars are in a pack. The Gavin Grogu leads as they come into turn number 1. Oh my goodness. 49 seconds out. As Grogu goes to the inside to lap the 11. I don't know why that guy pit. I don't know why Revler pit. That was weird. It's going to cost him the championship because he automatically lost the championship. Remember, he was tied with Flint Byron entering this race. But Flint already made it, and Revler needs a. He can't. There's no way he's gonna make it in the main event. So Flint automatically passed him in the points, but he hasn't decided to be the points leader because Sergi Thompson was right behind him. Same with Art, and Art hasn't guaranteed himself a spot yet. As Vernon Davis leads at Talladega. The winningest Whole Food Series driver versus the inaugural Whole Food Series champion. Oddball with his 2 wins in the championship. Davis with his 4 wins and a sixth place points finish. Or fifth or something. I think it was sixth though. 3 wide as Kenny Rack goes to the inside. That flip he had at that Lake Erie race really messed him up. Art almost got dumped by Oliver Erickson there. They're getting a little separated now. Byron almost got into the 8. These guys are getting a little separated. We don't want that. We're already halfway through once Oddball hits the line here. Those top 3 getting a little bit of a gap away from those 5 cars behind them, but they could easily catch back up. Byron wants to make it in. Same with Davis and Grogu. Those guys haven't made a main event yet. The 2003 ShopRite Series champion did not make the main event yet, so he needs to make it one of these races, man. If one, I'll be shocked if even one driver fails to make any race in these 5 races. Like I'll be shocked if somebody misses all of them. Like, that would be incredible. Art doing what he usually does, just kind of vibing in the back. Remember, he's only up there in points. He's made both races, both of the main events. He just doesn't finish high in any of them. He has problems. But since he makes the race, he's guaranteed tons of points. Remember, because doing the normal points format. So it's giving him at least like 130 plus points or something just because he makes the final 8, which automatically gives him so many points, as you could tell from the original points format. So just making one of these races is super helpful in points. As we're coming in on lap number 8 soon. Asher Byron out in front. Again, trademark thing, eating during videos. Logan Revler now being a meme as he gets out in front, even though he's lapped down. He's just being a nuisance at this point, and he knows it. Especially for those guys in the back. Byron getting stuck behind him. The 3 that haven't made a race now stuck on the high lane, and Art stuck on the way high lane. 2 laps to go at Talladega in the heat number 2 for a 19-lap main event that most likely will have pitting. Davis gets to the bottom as Oddball leads. Kenny Rack getting a push from Gavin Grogu. Grogu to the inside of the 31. Grogu out in front. Davis stuck in the middle now. That's not good for him at all. Asher Byron gets to the bottom. Kenny Rack goes for the lead. 1 lap to go at Talladega in heat number 2. Grogu trying to get under the 31. Vernon Davis in that cutoff spot, but he's stuck in the high groove. And with that, now he lost it. Asher Byron's in the cutoff spot. Remember, Revler's a lap car. He's not contending for position. Gavin Grogu going down the backstretch in the lead. Asher Byron goes for second. They come into turns 3 and 4. Grogu out in front. Who's going to make that cutoff spot? Oliver Erickson, huge run by the 13. The 11 car to the inside of the 8 as they come off the final corner. Oh, it's going to be a lap car battle. Who's going to make it in? Three wide battle for the win. They're coming down the tri-oval. It's going to be Asher Byron wins heat number 2. I do not even know who finished 4th. I think Kenny Rack got the job done, and he did by 1,000th of a second. Kenny Rack gets the job done, and he will advance to heat number 2, eliminating Lolo's Art, Harry Oddball, who, keep in mind, did really good at Darlington last race, and Vernon Davis, who now has 3 consecutive DNQs in the main event. So this race, Art doesn't make it, so his stretch of consecutive races are done. Oddball doesn't make it, Davis doesn't make it, and of course Revler pit mad early, so he was already eliminated. Now, get ready for the main event. Alright, we're back. Good thing I get bathroom breaks and stuff during those pauses, as we now officially are here. Race number 3 in SuperMarket Brawl 1. Here are the official point standings. Obviously, I can go through it again. So the guys that aren't in this event that are not going to get their points up. Logan Revler DNQ'd. Lolo's Art DNQ'd. Harry Oddball DNQ'd. Eric Drew DNQ'd. And Lenny Carson as well. So some guys will not see any point difference. Here are your drivers in the final 8 for race number 3.
Drivers, to your cars.
Chris just keeps getting poles, man.
Drivers, to
Ignore that.
drivers, to your cars.
Hold on.
Drivers, cars.
I get the timing right. My goodness. Hold on.
Drivers,
No.
drivers,
Green flag. There we go. Excuse that. Mad sunny out. Christopher Abel leads us to the green. You know, I was actually going to make the video yesterday, Sunday, January 21st, but I ended up just bailing on it because the NFL divisional round was on. And by the way, the Detroit Lions are my favorite team, so like since they won, I was just watching the entire time. So hopefully they can win the conference championship and make it to the Super Bowl, SB, ironic, and get their first title. So that's why I was supposed to get this out on the weekend, but the Detroit Lions held me up because they're just that good. Anyway, Asher Byron's out in front in his first main event on lap number 2 of 19 instead of 10. So we're probably going to have at least one pit stop. Maybe we won't. Christopher Abel got shuffled, man. Oh my god. So now, Flip Byron and Kenny Rack are the only ones that made all 3 races. Pretty wide for the lead. Flint got left out. Oh my gosh. Someone hung him up on a railing, bro, and forgot about him. He's back to 8th. Fergie Thompson out in front. And by the way, laps led are bonus points because this is the main event, so everyone's got to lead a lap. Everybody has to. There's 19 of them. Three wide again for the lead. Hopefully we have a good finish. We had really good finishes in the heats. First time both Byrons are in the main event. We'll go to the inside. With the fastest lap, he's up to second. Down the backstretch, Flint can get out in front. Let's see if Christopher Abel can pass in the trial. He's going to get right on his back bumper. Rogu holding his own on the high lane there. Really strong. I'm surprised he was able to hold himself that close to first for that long. Kenny Rack now being the one shuffled back. I suspect it's going to come down to Flint or Kenny. They're going to be the points leader, but it's all going to come down to where they finish because they're going to have a pretty big gap and they're going to have to DNQ the next race for anyone to have a living chance. If you guys don't remember the rest of the schedule, race 4 is Dover, race 5, the finale is at Bristol. So now that's when it starts to get tough with the short tracks, especially Bristol. Three wide. And by the way, SuperMarket Brawl might be replaced actually as the driver that owns Aaron Abel, team in the ShopRite series, and Jeffrey Chev. He has his own racing series on the channel. What's it called again? Is it Solar Star Mars or Nitro Apple? One of those two channels. He has the NASCAR Applebee's Cup Series and NR 2003 League of his own there. And he wants to merge his series with the owner of Tom Sloan's series, which is channels his name, Tom Sloan. And he wants to merge everybody in his own little thing like iRock was. So SuperMarket Brawl 2 might just be merged into that. Just, I don't know. Still a long way to go before that potentially happens. Asher Byron's holding his own. He wants to gain all those points he didn't get in those first two events that he could have made. Frable's been really strong at this track. He's been out in front. He hasn't really been in the back very often. He's always in mid-pack or front. Mid-pack, it's 8 cars. Lap 9 of 19. Halfway through-ish. We're going to hit 10 to go once we hit the line. As they're 3 wide as they come in the 3rd place. I mean, for 3rd place. Now, I suspect if they do pit, they're going to pit around like lap 13 maybe. Wow, look at this toe right here. Nice little toe for about 2 seconds, but Asher Byron holding his lead out in front needs those bonus points for those extra spots in the standings. The only one that's going to be added to the standings, though, is going to be Byron and Grogu. Because remember, Davis and WBR have yet to make an official event. We've only seen them in the heats. Rutherford almost made it at Darlington, but he sold on the last lap and fell back to fifth. And Davis has just been in wrecks in both of them. Turkey Thompson holding, he likes his three wide behind him. But Gavin Grogu's not letting him have any of it. He's going speed mode right now. The Byron's behind the 21-20. Tom Sloan also behind him on the inside is Erickson, Abel, and Rack stuck on the high lane. Asher goes to the inside of his younger brother, showing him that this is how big brothers work. This is how the big boys do it. But Flint's probably gonna say, "Well, took you long enough." Maybe it did. And now he's showing it right now. He led those laps, and look at him 3 wide for the lead on lap number 11. Doesn't get to the inside of Grogu as Erickson decided to not go with him, and now he's paying the price. Oh my goodness, almost got turned by the 4. Now he gets to the bottom. Had to go through all that. Now Tom Sloan. Remember, Tom Sloan won the Heat 2 at Daytona, then won the main event. So he won the first main event, and Christopher Abel won the second main event at Darlington. But Sloan DNQ'd Darlington, and Christopher DNQ'd Daytona, I believe. I don't even remember. I think he DNQ'd Daytona, though. As Grogu holds the lead, now they're 3 wide again down the backstretch. Kenny Rack getting a big push from Christopher Abel, the defending ShopRite Series champion. They're going really low on the apron. Are they going to pit? No, they stay out. I don't think they're going to pit. Oh, I thought those guys were pitting for a second. That was weird. Oh, oops. Lap 13 has begun. Kenny Rack out in front. Starting to get in a little toe. Draft. Sergio Thompson hasn't gotten in it yet. And now they're trying to go to a little draft cycle. Maybe they're pitting this time by. Maybe they'll be smart. Tom Sloan says, I don't think I want to be smart. Christopher looking down. Oh, Rack slow. Rack. Oh, Rack's got a problem. And he gets hit by the 4. Uh-oh, I think Rack just ran out of fuel. Kenny Rack, I believe, is out of fuel. I don't know. Something broke on the 31, if not out of fuel. Nobody pits. But now they're spread out. Byron's super slow. And Rack is just... Oh, yeah, something definitely broke. That's not fuel loss. That's something broke on the 31. And with that, there goes his chances of winning. But now these guys are going to be side by side in front. Now these guys are going to have a giant drafting opportunity, except looks like Asher Byron fell out of the draft. The 31 is going to make it into pit road. So Flint Byron most likely will take the points lead after this race. As Rack is going to go all the way to the end, because remember, only the top front is going to make it to the pit road. Now, Byron and Abel are going to try to get to a toe, even though they're going slower than the little cars behind them. They're catching up, and Asher's just dead. They're not pitting. Rack's pitting for tires. Now they're going to fill up and try to get back out there, see what they can salvage, which I don't believe will be anything. He just broke like that in turn 3. They're catching up to those leaders. They don't want to count them out. Rack's out. Now single file. 6 cars with the chance to win. Asher unfortunately just fell out. Kenny slowed him down too much. Uh-oh. That means... I know what that means, Gavin. That pit cycles. Oh, Flint fooled them. Christopher Abel comes in with Oliver Erickson and Tom Sloan. Byron stays out to make up those spots as Flint stays out to lead more laps, and I think he's led more than anybody so far. Grogu and Thompson now behind him. Thompson actually has faster speed. So he's going to use that draft that he can get at all. He's going 3 miles an hour faster. These guys probably just going to fill up and go. Yeah. Christopher wins off there. Thompson using so much speed. He's going to get to second as they're coming in on 3 to go. Who's going to pit? Everybody comes in this time. Asher come in? If I were him, I would stay out to lead another lap, but he won't. He will come in. Everybody has pit. As they come out, let's see how Christopher's doing. Looks like Tom Sloan actually somehow got in front of all of them. I don't know how, but he did. He actually hit the side of the 31. You could see like the hood. There's like a little black thing. Yeah, he hit the 31 barely when the 31 just stopped. But now Tom Sloan has a big chance at catching back up. Grogu's already gone. Flint comes out in second. Thompson in third, way behind. Asher is not even out yet. Coming to three laps to go as Gavin Grogu's out in front. Sergi Thompson just lost so much time there. But now here come the other 3 cars that didn't pit. That pit before them. Sloan, Abel, and Erickson. But I think Grogu has just such a big gap. I think he's going to be far enough. And Kenny Rack's just kind of coasting around in last. So it looks like I think the overcut worked this time because of the amount of cars on track. There's like nobody. Having Grogu, now that these cars are separated, now they're by themselves, so they're not going to have a lot of draft help. And they're still not up to top. How have these guys not caught the 21 yet? They have 2 laps and they are gone. They are just dead. They don't exist. Oh, I thought Flint blew up for a second. Looks like they finally caught the 21, but only the 4 goes by him. 2 laps to go at Talladega. Flint Byron trying to get that second gap off of Grogu. Grogu wants to just lead more laps so he can get more bonus points. But Flint is going way faster due to that draft help. But they're 4.5 seconds out in front of these leaders who are trying to use toe to catch the 20. I don't know what the 18 is doing, but it's not working at all. Coming to the white here. These guys are single file. But now Flint goes for the bottom. He might take this lead and might lead this lap. And steal that bonus points thing. And yeah, Flint's going to do it. 1 lap to go at Talladega. In the main event, these guys are 3 seconds back. They just don't have enough time to catch back up. Now Flint's out in front. Can Gavin catch back up? Oh, it's going to be close. These guys coming up fast, but they're not. They're running out of time. The 20, now he's starting to close in. It's all going to come down to the tri-oval and how close he is to the bumper of the 06. Does he have enough time? Can he get close enough to Flint? He's closing inch by inch down to the tri-oval. Gavin Grogu's in his first event he's made. He goes to the inside. They come down to the tri-oval. Off the final corner. Flint Byron's gonna hold on and win at Talladega. The main event. What a drive. And photo finishes in each event. What a race. Because now Flint's gonna have a giant point lead. And that he does. 42, pretty big for this. As yep, here are your results for that. He did lead 7 of the laps. My God, Gavin didn't even come close to that. And the standings here are the final standings. Only Rack and Byron have made every race. But now that Flynn has a win, now if Byron and Rack miss a race, that's gonna be what enables everyone to catch back up. As you can see, Byron and Davis and WBR still haven't made a race, so that's gonna be annoying. But anyway, race 4 will be Dover. So I hope you guys like that video. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.